Welcome back. This is the Grin and Goat Lightforge podcast, forged in the Baron's Card Valuation Stream VOD podcast. Welcome. We are doing Hunter now.
Yes, we are doing Hunter. Hunter got some decent cards. Let's just go into them. Them right away.
Let's do it.
The best card is an A tier. So they did get an A tier card. And this is this is a legendary.
Yeah.
This is a legendary. So this is Tavish Stormpike, which is a 3-mana 2/5. That's good stats that you like. After a friendly beast attacks, summon a beast from your deck that costs 1 less. So this doesn't you can drop this anytime. You can just drop it as a 3, but a lot of times you're getting a decent amount of extra stats, a game-winning amount of extra stats. You're going to want to draft beasts anyways. You're just going to want to do it. And this just gives you a butt ton of stats that can potentially further chain. So it's an A tier card.
Yep. I mean, every time that you attack, you get to pull something. You're going to have Beast, your Hunter. And yeah, I mean, the only bad side is it has to have a Beast already on the board so that it can actually attack unless you have Rush Beasts, which there are plenty of Rush Beasts. Just the overall very good kind of thing to be happening here. But it's a legendary.
Yeah. You won't always get this. So once again, we're talking about things that potentially hold it back. You won't always be able to chain it, right? It won't always be perfect, but you have a lot of beasts. You're going to have a good amount of beasts. You just need this to proc once on something in order for it to be super duper extreme value. That's it.
Yeah. Next.
All right. Next, we have some B+ tiers.
Ooh, B+.
The first one is Kokar Pack Runner. It is a 2-mana 2/3. After you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 hyena with Rush. You're just getting a decent amount extra. And you're not just getting a 1/1. It's a 1/1 with Rush. So you can try to protect this. It's just a lot of good stuff for playing normally. So
remember Violet Teacher, how that lost the stat to get regular 1/1s whenever you cast a spell? Well, this one doesn't only give you a 1/1 beast, but the beast has Rush, which makes it infinitely more useful. And also you don't lose any stats on curve for playing it. And also it's 2 mana instead of 4 mana, so you can play spells on the same turn with it more easily.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of ridiculous.
Okay, next we have Piercing Shot. My kind of card. 4 mana, deal 6 damage to a minion. Excess damage hits the enemy hero. That's so good. It's a fireball that can't go face, unfortunately.
But it can go face.
But it can, somewhat. And face damage as a hunter always matters. It doesn't matter even if you're playing a slow hunter. The damage does matter. So you're dealing a ton of damage, and you never truly waste the damage. So this is a great B+ card.
I would go so far as to say that I'd rather have this card than Fireball in Hunter.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. I would rather have Fireball. For my purposes, all right. I don't need any of that damage being wasted on minions. Okay. All right. Next, we have B tier cards. Wound Prey. Wound Prey is a 1-mana spell. Deal 1 damage. Summon a 1/1 hyena with Rush. We've seen this card before, except it didn't give Rush previously.
And it was good.
And it was good. It was quite good. Look, putting a beast out, that's great. But this is basically 1 mana for 2 damage split. And it's a weird kind of split because one is a spell, one is an actual minion. But it's fantastic. It's a solid B tier card. Next, we have Tame Beast. This is a rank card. So rank 1 is 2 mana for summon a 2/2 beast with Rush. Once it upgrades, you summon a 4/4 beast with Rush
for 2 mana.
And then you summon a 6/6 beast with rush for only 2 mana after you get to 10 mana. Quite good. Quite good.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those rank cards that you've seen rank cards that are like C tier. This is a good B tier one because it can potentially put something onto the board that still survives after you rush it, has immediate impact, good stats.
Yeah,
Very
the
nice.
bad part is that it's not a 2-drop really, which is unfortunate. You like have to wait till turn 5. Like don't play this before then unless you're super desperate.
Yep.
Because that 4/4 rush versus a 2/2 rush is so different. Not just, 4 more stats. It's the fact that you can eat something with the 4/4. You're not eating much with the 2/2.
Okay. So next one we have Pack Kodo. Pack Kodo is a 3 mana 3/3 beast. Battle cry: discover a beast, secret, or weapon. Solid B. Number one, it's a beast, so that's good. And then you get to discover some like a good variety. Like that's kind of what you want with discovers. You want a variety, and then you can pick what you want. Well,
I
you
mean,
autom
I just see the word weapon.
sure. Sometimes you might not want the weapon. It's crazy. Sometimes you might not want it, but having that variety is good. And by variety, I mean a guarantee of something,
A
right? Like you're all
guarantee of a
guaranteed something.
weapon, and all the weapons are good. So
Mhm.
you're
Yep.
guaranteed a really premium choice.
Yes. Now, the only thing holding it back, because you might be asking, wait, isn't this bonkers? It's a 3 mana 3/3.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing holding it back. It's a good, it's quite a good card, right? If we're saying Basilisk is B tier, this is B tier. Like it's there it is. Okay, next, also B tier, we have Warsong Wrangler. Warsong Wrangler is a
You know
4.
what? I could see this as a B plus tier.
I could see it
Now
too.
I'm
I don't.
looking at it more and thinking about the actual weapons that you're going to possibly be offered.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Okay.
I don't think I was considering a weapon, but I wasn't considering that the weapons are all premium.
Okay. I didn't like look at all of them. So
Yeah,
if all the
yeah. You
weapons
know
are
what? Let's
premium,
move this up to B plus with the others.
all the weapons are good. Okay,
All
sure.
the weapons are good. Piranha launcher's
Wow.
back. Ringling's rifle.
You know what? This is just like the old one too. Us moving cards on the spot.
Yeah, on the spot. We're like, oh,
On the
that's an
spot moving.
error. The algorithm isn't taking into account that. It's like we weren't taking into account that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
think this should
B plus.
definitely be a B plus.
That's fine. And once again, B plus. There's a decent difference between B and B
You know
plus.
what?
So
I'm actually gonna look at it right now live because this is
live.
this is really okay. So no weapons of Forge in the Barrens, obviously. Dark Moon Fair has Ringling's rifle, which is insane. Skullomance Academy has True Aim Crescent, which is insane. Ashes of Outland has nothing. The regular core card has that 2/2 one that gets buffed with Beast, which is pretty good. But I guess if you're discovering later on, it's not so good.
Goitsuka.
Um, yeah, but it's still pretty good. Rise of Shadows has nothing, and what's the last one? Mean Streets of Gadgetzan has Piranha Launcher, right? So it's all premium. So you're guaranteed a premium one. The worst possible one is the core set one, which is the two mana 2/2 weapon.
Right. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right. That's fine. I don't really care. If we raise it to B plus, that's fine. On to the next one. Warsong Wrangler. 4 mana 3/4. Battle Cry.
So we're
Discover a
still in the B tier.
This is B. Yeah.
Okay.
4 mana 3/4. Battle Cry. Discover a beast in your deck. So you get it. Like you're able to
Oh,
get it.
hold on. I'm reading chat right now before we move on to this card. Spear of Sapience is in the game. I forgot about that. There's a neutral weapon. So it does dilute it a little. I still think it deserves a B plus.
Sure, that's fine. The Wrangler. Okay. Anything more you need to say?
Um, yeah. I mean, I think this is a crazy card. Not
Oh
like
no, I
necessarily.
meant before we actually go into
Oh,
this
yeah.
card.
No, 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 no.
Okay. Battlecry,
I was
discover a
about to
beast in your
say, you didn't
deck.
say a lot
Give
about this
all
card at
copies of
all.
it +2/+1 wherever they are. So for it's a 4 mana 3/4, you get it, and then you immediately get to stick the +2/+1, which means you make up the tempo loss with that, and you get to draw it.
Mm-hmm. It's also discover a beast in your deck. Discovering in your deck within a very limited category is very powerful because before you play it, you pretty much know what you're going to get. Like, you can actually tutor out beasts with this card. Even if you have quite a few beasts like in your deck, you have a very good chance of it. So that makes it very powerful. And if you happen to draft this card, it's an epic card, right? Don't think you're going to get it, but if you do have this card, you can start picking disproportionately beasts that benefit with additional stats that scale with them more or whatever. So
Yep.
there's quite a few ways to like deal with it. You can also get like multiples of the same beast, although that's not really up to you as much. But yeah, it gets the job done, right? Like, bees are good. Bees are low premium cards.
Yeah. People are saying, well, this has the potential of like buffing stuff on the board already. Like these are all fringe cases. These
Yeah,
are super fringe cases.
not
So
gonna happen.
it's not going to happen. It could happen. It's not going to happen though. But that's where we are with Warsong Wrangler. Now we're moving on to the C plus cards. First C plus card we have is uh, Prospector's Caravan. Okay,
Ooh.
I know it's a caravan card. All right, we got these cute little 2 mana caravans. The first one, 2 mana 1/3. At the start of your turn, give all minions in your hand +1/+1. We've seen these hand buffs before, and we've seen it for 2 mana as well.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Paladin card, 2 mana 1/1 that gives all minions in your hand +1/+1.
That was
Except
pretty
that
good.
was that was pretty good. Except that was immediate.
Mm-hmm.
This is at the start of your turn, so you're like, oh, I don't exactly know, and you got to mix all of these in. Does this have the potential to be really good, as in Snowball? Yeah, it has that potential. Does the fact that it doesn't do anything like for the first sort of cycle, as in when it goes to your opponents, hurt? Yeah, it's going to hurt sometimes, but it's decent. It has that pop off potential, and that's why it's a C plus.
Yeah. You getting it out on turn 2 actually, like, just kind of like, imagine if you had to innervate every single turn. So you get this out on turn 2 and it doesn't die, you're innervating every single turn that it stays alive.
Mhm.
Like, and that's quite powerful because they have to get rid of this too, right? They're gonna still have to hit it, and if it does live a turn, that means they probably have to hit it twice, dealing a little bit of damage, and then it's also setting you up for the late game, right? Like, the first turn's an innervate, the second turn is an old school innervate with 2 mana, then you get 3. Like, the pop off potential is, I think it's understated. Like, people don't fully appreciate by looking at this card how runaway it is if you play it on turn 2. And you're also a hunter, so in quite a bit of the game, you're going to have the board. And if you have the board, and you're playing, like, I know you want to play fast hunter, but Blizzard does not release hunter cards until very recently that allows you to play fast hunter. So there's a lot of cards in meta that go for very slow hunter. And if you're doing that, you actually have quite a decent hand size. And if you're just keeping the board, keeping your hand size, you get a lot out of it. But it's only a C plus because it's not really a curve card tempo wise, and as a hunter, you do want that. And late in the game, it always runs the risk, right, of like doing nothing.
Yeah, this is a card in which, first of all, we had a lot of discussions on quite a few of the cards. This was like no discussion, and I think this is
Yeah,
easily like a C plus. We
which was
literally didn't discuss
interesting
this.
because of how complicated this card is, right?
Right.
That we're just
Mhm.
like, yeah, this is I'll take this over a Yeti, but like not much over a Yeti.
Yeah, definitely. So with these sort of cards, people tend to go to the extremes, where they either think of the best case scenario, uh, and those tend to be like the draws. You know, it's like the the primordial protector kind of things, um, or with these sorts of cards, the human instinct or the Twitch chat instinct is to assume that it always dies.
Yeah.
It will die sometimes. It won't die as much as you think it'll die.
And sometimes when it dies, you're okay with it. If they frostbolt this, you're like, good. Right?
Yeah. Like if it dies in a way that takes an actual decent card. So if this trades with a frostbolt, you're just like, okay.
Like
this great.
was
Fine.
C+ worthy. Because that's what a frostbolt is.
Yeah. So when we're talking about this card, it will survive more often than you think it does. And then it is potentially crushing, like so freaking good. And it only has to get it off once, by the way, in order for it to already be good, right? And then it will proc twice more often than you think it will.
Yeah.
In which case, I think a lot of people who are down on it think it never procs twice, which is wrong. So that's why. Oh yeah, and when we say frostbolt, we mean like how we've been using frostbolt for years. Hopefully, you guys understand. It's like quote frostbolt. Yes, yeah. But I do understand how frostbolt is not a thing anymore, which is annoying because you've seen we've used it for years as just a generic like small 3 damage removal.
Raptor's not in anymore. Come on,
yeah,
Blizzard.
Yeah, I know. And Raptor's not in, but we're still going to use quote Raptor, which might be annoying for people,
especially because
I'm
other
more
Raptors are
isn't in. Okay, but yes, so we are, I think, higher on this card than some people are, and
higher on than most people are.
Just play with it. Yeah, just play with it. Okay,
yeah, I especially think this card is good because it fits my mid-range hunter plans perfectly. Like, it gives you that boost exactly when you want it.
All right. Next C+ card, we have Barik Kodobane. This is a 5-mana, 3/5 disgusting stat line, understated. Battlecry. Legendary. Battlecry, draw a 1, 2, and 3 cost spell. Hunter spells are good. Hunter spells are quite good. You're drawing like pretty specific ones, and for Hunter, you're gonna have a decent amount of spells because Hunter's like so.
But you have to have them in your deck.
You have to have them in your deck, right?
And you're not gonna have that many. Like you're rarely gonna draw all 3. Now because you just won't have a deck that has that.
Right. So look, this card is more so for you, disgusting. Cowardly hunters. Okay, I would not want this card anywhere in my deck at all. So this is fine. This is more of a your rating, and this is more of a your card.
It's a C+. It's like better than a Yeti. It's not a great card. Like it's not drawing you like a ton of cards or whatever, but it's just drawing you a couple cards, and it's not giving up that many stats to get it. And more importantly, when these are 1, 2, 3 cost spells. It's thinning out your deck, right? So you're drawing the more better stuff later. Like it has a lot of knock-on effects, and it's overall like better than a Yeti. Like I'll take, like this is something I'm willing to do. Like I'll take the hidden curve if it actually does something good, and this one kind of just edges it out, right? Like it edges it out that like all right, I'll do this over a Yeti, but it's not anything spectacular.
Yep, that's where we're at. And then the last card, which is a C. So Hunter's got some pretty good cards. Their
this card's like a high C, I would say.
Yeah, sure.
Like if you push for C+, I would have given in. I thought you'd push for C+ on this one.
Yeah, it's okay. I could definitely see it as a C+. It's Sunscale Raptor, 1 mana, 1, 3 beast. It's not higher because 1 attack. God, who wants that? It stays on the board, but it can't attack more. Frenzy, so it has to survive. Once again, shuffle a Sunscale Raptor into your deck with permanent +2/+1. So it becomes a 3/4, a 1 mana 3/4 if it survives damage and it gets put into your deck. It's fine. Like it's good for establishing board presence. It's overstated. It's a beast, right?
Yeah. Like a 1 mana 1/3 beast in Hunter is just better than a Yeti. Like, so, like, just that right there is gonna put it like somewhere in C. Like Yeti's at the very bottom of C, right? So this is somewhere in C. But the Frenzy, I don't know that it's like necessarily an upside.
It's not necessarily a positive.
Like, because
No.
it shuffles a small card into your deck. It's a very high tempo small card, but it's a small card. So I don't know that this ability is doing too much. Of course,
Yeah.
if you have that, what's that card that we were talking about before? The one that's looking through your deck for stuff. Yeah, the Warsong Wrangler. You put a bunch of Sunscale Raptors in your deck. They put more Sunscale Raptors in your deck. You get a Warsong Wrangler. Everything gets buff more. That's what they're trying to do, but that's a constructed thing. That's not going to be an arena thing.
Nope. Okay. So that's Hunter right there. They got a lot of good cards, and just like with Blizzard, what they've been doing is trying to slow Hunters down a little bit. They're saying, "Hey, look, play with your caravans, do your little discover thing, and whatnot." But I think the important thing is if you look at all of these cards, and they're giving Hunters like decent curve cards. You know, a
Yeah,
lot of
like
these
I
are
don't think it's
low.
that slow at all in Barons. I'm surprised by how
Well,
fast it is.
they want to reward you for like playing slow. You don't have to play slow, right? For example, Kolkar Pack Runner is a perfect example where it's just like, hey, hey, look, you can try to squeeze more value out of it. But really, it's just like, hey, look, it's a 2-mana 2/3, and does every class have curve cards? Not every single one of them, right? So you can definitely play a little bit faster if you want. Like they gave Hunters a pretty good core set package if you want to, play a little bit faster, try to go under people. You have the tools. It's not like in some metas where Blizzard just said it's impossible. Like
Yeah,
it's literally
yeah.
impossible for you to get under people. There's possibilities here.
I think there's
And
more than possibilities. I think it's
yeah,
like it's 50-50 here. Like you look at Kokar Pack Runner, that's a tempo card. You cheat out tempo if you just use the spell. Even like think about Arcane Shot, right, which is high tempo to begin with. You use that the next turn to take out something. You get a free 1/1 with Rush. That helps you get more face damage because you don't need to use your 2/3 to trade with stuff. Like you're getting stuff, right? Like Wound Prey, again, split damage, two damage helps you get stuff going. You have Piercing Shot. That's just clearly an aggressive like card. Potential of 5 reach damage too. Like Hunter getting a 5 reach. Whoa. Even Pack Kodo, which seems like a bit of a slower card. It's a card draw card. In the arena, it gives you a weapon, and weapons are super freaking aggressive. Like maybe not like face hunter levels of aggressive with this card, but still you can use it. It's a good thing. A Tame Beast, it's a 2-mana 4/4 at some point when it's still relevant, right? Like it's not like, oh, you got to wait till 10 mana and I'm never going to get to 10 mana. Everyone's going to get to 5 mana, and by then you get a 2-mana 4/4 rush. Like these are all like I like the aggression that's built into this hunter. It's not
I
like
do too.
hyper aggressive, but there's as much here for an aggressive hunter as for a mid-range hunter, which you have not seen in over a year.
Yeah, I'm personally quite excited for Hunters. They got a lot, as you can see, they got a lot of B and B plus cards that are good on curve uh, as well. So that's great. That's all Hunter needs. Hunter doesn't need the premium, the
Mm-hmm.
super premiums. They've never relied on pure, okay, except for like the dragon
I
meta,
was about
which
to
they
say,
had better cards than
how about
everyone
the
else.
precursor
For,
to
for, a,
our
for
new
a,
Viper friend?
but that wasn't even a meta. That was just some abomination. But the dragon meta, which has been a while, like that's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
The real dragon meta in which hunters just like overpower everyone with their good cards. Um, Hunters don't need that. Like they can beat people with cohesiveness, and the core set and the expansion has given hunters exactly that. It's a very exciting time. So if you want to try to play some aggro, do it. I think you can actually be rewarded for it, rather than a lot of the previous metas in which you it was literally impossible. Like
Yeah.
just literally impossible. So okay, very exciting times.
All right. Well, that's it from us on Hunter. You have any shout outs, or are we just gonna?
Nope.
All right, we're gonna end this right here, and we will be doing what class next? Paladin, I think. Mage.
Mage.
Mage is up next. All right. Until then, this is Adwicta.
This is Merpsy, guys.